And we are live and back. We are back, not just live. We've been live for almost 2 hours now. We are back. Let me just get this screen that I can see up on the screen. Window capture. That's what we want. Yeah, we want window capture. We want. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That's what we like to see. Right, let's get into it then. Let's get straight into it straight away. How are you all doing? Welcome to another episode of the Rose Podcast. We are here today. Let me just turn this down in my ears because it makes it hard to think about what I'm going to say. There we go. So, like I said, welcome to another episode of the Rose Podcast. We are here today after, I think, I don't even know what game week it is now, but it's been a while. I don't know what episode we're on either. Allow me. I've been slacking with the uploads as well. Allow me. But the Rose Podcast always comes out on time. Always, always, always comes out on time. You best believe that. It's a guarantee. It's a guarantee. So, this is how the championship table is looking after the game week that has just gone. Reading still top after 3 losses on the bounce, which is mental considering how well they're doing. They literally were unbeaten and then lost 3 in a row. It's like, how does that happen? How on earth does that happen? It's crazy. Watford now to second. Again, shout out to Ben Foster. I love his videos where he's got the GoPro in goal. It's so sick, and he just seems like a nice guy in general. To be honest. And still a massive fan of him from when he was at Birmingham and was part of the team that won us the cup. And then Wickham with 2 wins now. It was 2 wins in a row, and then they lost their last game. And Sheffield, by the way, and no longer bottom because they have had their points deduction deducted. It was 12 points, now it's only 5 points, which means they're now on plus points, which is crazy. Fair play to them. Fair play. I think they'd be on 0 right now. If it wasn't for that. So, yeah, we went from 12 points to 6 points taken off them, which is kind of, I think it's a bit unfair on the other teams that have had it deducted, to be honest, because Birmingham had it deducted. We didn't get to that point. We didn't get it re-deducted, you know what I mean? We went down by 9 points. Wigan went down last season because they got their points deducted. Where was there? Why couldn't they go? Actually, can we have 6 instead of 12, please? Do you know what I mean? It's just, I don't think it's entirely fair, but it's happened. It's probably due to the severity of what they've done and stuff, all that sort of stuff. So, let's get into it anyway. So, we can have a look at the midweek fixtures as well. So, the first game we've got to look at is Tuesday, the 3rd of November. We have Brentford versus Swansea. A decent draw there for Swansea. Well, for both teams, really. Do you know what we'll do? Is we'll look at it by team. So, we'll do Brentford and Swansea, then go look at their games up here as well. So, yeah, Brentford drawing at home to Swansea, and then they drew at home to Middlesbrough. You'd think they'd want to be winning both of those games there, especially being the home team in both of those ties. If they won both of those games, they would actually be top of the league. No, they wouldn't. They'd be at least 4th, at least 5th, maybe 4th. So you would expect them. You expect them to be quite unhappy with drawing both of those games, but they get 2 tough teams though, Swansea and Middlesbrough. So maybe they'd be happy with that. Swansea obviously drawing away to Brentford, and then what did they do? Swansea, and then losing away to Norwich. Norwich with another, and literally they're scoring so many late winners recently. It's insane. Norwich, they're scoring so many late winners. It's working well for them though. Look at them up in 3rd place now. It's good to see that, to be fair. All 3 of the promoted teams doing well. Like I said before, you very rarely see that. All 3 relegated teams doing well. You usually see one of them really struggling, one of them about mid-table, and one of them like smashing it. But all 3 of them are smashing it at the moment, so it's a very weird start at the moment. Next up, Huddersfield versus Bristol. A good win there for Bristol, who also won on Friday away again against Cardiff. 2 great wins there for Bristol, getting them back up into the top 6. I'm pretty sure, as they were second before they had a bit of a drop off, but now they're back up there again. 2 away wins on the bounce is always good. And I bet being a Bristol fan, you'd be very happy with that. Huddersfield losing at home, obviously. Not the best start to the season, I'm pretty sure. Not the worst start there, obviously 13th in the table. They lost at home, and then they drew at home to Luton. Decent draw there for Luton, I'd say. You probably, as a Huddersfield fan, be expecting to win that. As much as Luton have started the season well, I still think Luton at home is a game you should be winning, for definite. Next up was Norwich versus Millwall. Obviously, you know, Norwich won their other game 1-0. And have drawn this game 0-0 against Millwall, which is quite an interesting draw there, to be honest. I think you'd expect Norwich to get the win there. And if they did get the win, they would be top of the league right now. So I bet they're quite annoyed at that. But we'll be very, very happy with that. And then to then go into the next game and get another 0-0 draw, keeping 2 clean sheets away from home and getting draws. They've got to be over the moon with that, really. As boring as that probably is, especially being a Birmingham fan, I know about boring football with Karanka. As boring as that is, you've got to be happy with that. Getting 2 away draws in a row without conceding. As much as it would have been nice for them to get a win. Next up was Sheffield versus Bournemouth. Sheffield getting the win here, 1-0. With 2 red cards in this game, which is kind of crazy. Barry Bannon getting the penalty. It's the second time they've won this season off just a Barry Bannon penalty. The other time was against Birmingham. That win did lift them up, did keep them down to 24th until they drew their next game against, who was it? Who did they draw their next game against? Drew their next game against Millwall, like we saw. Very decent draw there to get them off the bottom of the table. They've done very well to kind of turn this around in quick succession. I do think they'll stay up now, which is kind of annoying because it's ruined my predictions now. Because I made my predictions with them having minus 12 points, you know what I mean? They had minus 12 points, and now I think with minus 6 I would have predicted them around here. With minus 12 they're down here. With minus 6 they're down here, which is quite annoying that they're on my just for my predictions wise anyway. Good for them though. I don't like seeing teams get their points to be fair. Next is Bournemouth, who obviously lost that game 1-0. They'd be very disappointed with that, especially the season that they're trying to get back up, obviously. But then to bounce back with a 3-1 thumping of Birmingham away from home. I mean, I completely outplayed them in every way, and it was just not a good performance from Birmingham all in all, really. I think we made it too easy for Bournemouth to beat us there. Do you know what I mean? So Bournemouth would be very happy with that. They obviously see them go up to 4th in the table. And Sheffield, actually, their first loss of the season, which is kind of crazy. A lot of the bottom teams being another team's first loss of the season. Next up was Blackburn versus Middlesbrough. Blackburn drawing 0-0 there. Decent draw at home for Blackburn. Obviously Middlesbrough up here. You'd probably again the same as Brentford be wanting to win those sort of games at home, but you wouldn't be too annoyed that you draw. And obviously Middlesbrough are a decent team. And then Middlesbrough, obviously. Oh, so Blackburn. What was it with the game? Blackburn won 3-1 against QPR. Very good game for Armstrong again. He looks to be a very good player. I think after this season we could see him going to a better team, to be honest. I think he's been at Blackburn for a while. Still a young English talent. Beating QPR 3-1. They're getting back in the goals. Are they still the league top goal scorers? Let's have a look. They are still with 21. The league's top goal scorers by 4 goals, which is kind of crazy, especially when they're down in 12th. The league's top goal scorer is down in 12th, which is pretty nuts. Next up is we'll do it to Middlesbrough. Cardiff, who beat Barnsley 3-0. Very good win for Cardiff there. As much as it is Barnsley and they're not the greatest team in the world, beating them 3-0 at home is a very, very good result, especially after they had 2 wins on the bounce. And then obviously Barnsley losing 3-0 after having 2 wins on the bounce. They wouldn't be very happy with that, but Cardiff are a decent team, so you can't really complain too much. Cardiff then going on to lose at home to Bristol after conceding only the 2nd minute, and then to not be able to even equalise it. You have to get the whole game to do it. Is kind of poor, to be honest. But I can't say much. I'm a Birmingham fan, and we would not be able to equalise in that. And then Barnsley going away to Derby and getting a 2-0 win. Derby have an absolutely awful start to the season. 1 win, 3 draws, and 7 losses. Absolutely dreadful. On the same points as the teams have minus 6 points. It is nuts. They're doing absolutely dreadful this season, and they look like they're going to go down. It's just weird to think, really. Like, they've got Rooney in their team. Imagine Rooney in League One. Imagine. Oof, that would be crazy. And obviously Cardiff then having a decent start as well. Who did Derby then play in the next game? Derby. Yeah, Derby lost 2-0 to Barnsley, didn't they? Yeah, I would have said that, I think. Cool. So next up is Reading versus Preston. Obviously Reading getting a 3-0 loss there. The second of their 3 losses in the row. I don't know what's happened to them. They lost at home to Preston, and then at home to... I imagine it's at home. But they're not at home. Or am I being an idiot? Where are they? Reading. Reading, 3-0 there. So losing 3-0 at home 2 games in a row. What's happened to them? I don't understand what's happened to them. They were unreal. They were unreal for games on end, and now they've just lost 3 in a row all of a sudden, and 2 of them 3-0. It's nuts. It's absolutely crazy. It feels like the wind has just been knocked out of the sails and that, and the confidence has just been killed. Do you know what I mean? I just don't know what's happened to them. But a very good win for Preston. And then to go away to Rotherham and lose 2-1 is not very good at all. Preston not having a bad start to the season really, but I'd imagine as a Preston fan you've been wanting to beat teams like Rotherham, home or away. I know as a Birmingham fan I'd be looking at Rotherham and thinking win, win, win. You better win that fucking game. So I imagine they would be very happy with that. But then going away, I guess you've asked them before this game, before the Reading and the Rotherham game, how many points they take. 2 away games against the top of the league, and a team that's not doing too bad. I guess 3 points would have been good for them. Next up was Watford versus Stoke. A very good win for Watford, who won 3-2 in that game with a 90th minute winner from Ismail Assar. And then again, I think they won 3-2 here as well. They did. Another winning from Assar. And if no one has seen that goal from Hamer yet, go and look at it. It was like 30 yards out, a header. It is nuts. I don't know how he did it. He lobbed Ben Foster with a header from maybe like 20 yards. I don't even know. But it was far out. It was outside the box. It bounced. He headed it, and he went over Ben Foster. It was nuts. Ben Foster himself said he should have saved it. But I don't know. It was a good header. You're not expecting that either. So I don't know about that. But 2 good wins there from Watford. Season got to 2nd in the league. 2 hard wins as well, and that shows how much of a good team they are. That they're winning those games where they're probably not playing as well. And it's going down to the wire, but they're still getting those wins in the end. Do you know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure they'll be very happy with that, especially being top of the league. I mean, 2nd of the league, 1 point behind top of the league with 2 wins in a row. Next up was Stoke City, who lost 3-2 obviously to Watford, and then also beat Reading 3-0. So again, I guess if you ask them against the top 2 teams in the league, how many points do you want to get out of that? I imagine they'll probably say, I'd be happy with 2 draws, a draw, and not getting beaten that much, and then to get away with 3 points against top of the league, and then only lose by 1 goal to 2nd in the league, they'll be very, very happy with that. Stoke have been 8th now. Their manager has turned it around very well there at Stoke, and look like a decent team this season. Next up is my team, Birmingham, with a very embarrassing defeat at home to Wickham. It looked like we had a decent game in the first half from what I saw, and in the second half we just fell apart. We just looked like we didn't want it anymore. We looked like we thought we won it at half time. Do you know what I mean? And then Wickham come out in the second half and they're just a better team, and it's just like, what can you do about that really? Their first goal was a bit lucky. I know Onyedema got past our player. Ryan McGree should have really tracked back and stopped the Onyedema, or on whatever the fuck his name is, from cutting in, but he didn't. And then Onyedema had a shot. You can tell it's a shot, and it falls to his teammate, and he taps it in. Kashket. And in the last minutes of the game, Pedersen own goal just doesn't help at all. And I imagine that game, that loss there, probably doesn't help our loss here against Bournemouth either. I think if we win that game, or if we draw that game, then this game isn't 3-1. That's what I think. I think that has just kind of killed our confidence in that, especially after 2 wins in a row. That has definitely killed our confidence, losing at home to Wickham. But you know what? They deserved it. Wickham deserved it. It sees Wickham climb to 22nd as well. That win. I think they were out of the relegation zone for a bit. Maybe not actually. Yeah, maybe not. But a very decent result for them away. I mean, 2 wins in a row for them before their loss. So, like I said, great wins for them. And then for Birmingham, fucking awful against both of them. It was fucking awful. At least we're scoring. At least we scored twice in those games. Both headers though, which is not promising. And obviously Wickham in their other game. What was their score? Wickham. Lost to Nottingham Forest 2-0. Nottingham Forest slowly climbing up that table, getting a bit better after their awful start, similar to Derby. There's already a gap forming there between 20th and 21st. There's already a gap forming there, which is, I imagine it's kind of scary for teams like Coventry, Wickham, Sheffield and Derby. There's already a gap forming there. So next up was Derby versus QPR. I've already touched on Derby, I think. Yeah, I think we've already touched on Derby. But QPR with an 88th minute winner there, you'd be very happy with that being a QPR fan. You'd be wanting to beat Derby with their awful start that they've had, and then to lose to Blackburn 3-1. I imagine as a QPR fan, you probably expect that. You probably expect to beat Derby, expect to lose to Blackburn. I'd say you can't be too annoyed about that, really, can you? Next up is QPR. Nottingham versus Coventry. Obviously, Nottingham beating Wickham as well, so getting 2 wins there. So, like I said, Nottingham getting their way at the table slowly but surely, with a few more promising signs in the last 5 games, getting 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss after their awful start. Like I said, it was very similar to Derby's start, and Derby have just carried on getting bad, whereas they've got a bit better now. So very decent for them. And then Coventry, obviously, having that 3-2 game against Watford and then losing to Nottingham. You'd being a Coventry fan, I think you'd expect both those games. You probably maybe against Nottingham you'd be wanting to challenge a bit more than you did because they're not that far away from you. Especially, it probably now means a lot for later in the season. But against Watford, you probably expected a loss there, so you can't be too annoyed with that. And then finally, Rotherham versus Luton. Luton with a very good win there. Luton. Not doing bad at all in those 2 games, especially two away games. Not doing bad at all. Especially, and same with Rotherham, with a loss and a win. I'd say they'd be pretty happy as well. Luton starting the season very well, way better than I thought they would. I thought they'd be just outside the relegation zone, but they're smashing it up in 10th place. I would definitely trade places as a Blues fan with Rotherham, with Luton right now. So yeah, that's the Championship talked about. Like I said, that is the Championship table now. My team going down 17th. It's starting to take shape a bit though. You're starting to see the better teams going up here. Maybe Reading will drop down a bit. I don't know who they've got next, but they've got to win that game. I can't believe they've lost 3 in a row, but they've got to win the next game to get back on track. So let's move on to Gaffer and see what we're doing with Gaffer. Obviously this week it's the international break, so it is going to be a bit of a weird one. It's taking a while to load, so we'll just sign in. There we go. And last week I forgot to change my my team, which I was quite annoyed about. And they did that on purpose to catch a few players out, I'm pretty sure. I forgot to change my team. Look, 37 points. I think that's the least points I've got. Oh wait, what? Never mind, 35 points the week before. The last 2 weeks I've been doing awful, but then before that I was smashing it. I was doing pretty well before that. Yeah, that's those 2 weeks. Literally I got 80 points twice in a row. That's pretty decent, that. 80 points twice in a row. But then 35 and 37, awful. But we're looking to turn it around this time. I think we might get rid of Graben because he's injured. Expected about late November as well. So I think we might get rid of Graben. And then with these not playing Rotherham at home, we should get some decent points there. So we'll get rid of Etheridge. We'll get rid of Aarons. Where's Aarons? Oh no, wait, that's the wrong person. Where's Aarons? Maximilian Aarons, and we'll get rid of Friend. One of those 3, and they better keep a clean sheet against Rotherham now. And they're playing QPR, so I expect them to keep a clean sheet as well. We're playing Coventry, so I expect us to do well. Bournemouth away. That's a bit of a... So we'll put Jed Wallace in for him. Wickham away is beautiful. Where's Elise? Johnson, Luton away, Middlesbrough away. So yeah, we'll get rid of Graben, get a better striker there, and then we'll sort that out properly. So we'll get rid of Graben, who cost 8.8 by the way. He didn't do much for me. And we'll have a look at fixtures. Open a new tab. Have a look at our fixtures and see who's got the good fixtures coming up. I know Birmingham, my team, Coventry, Luton, Millwall, Barnsley, and very good fixtures coming up. But then after that, Bristol, Reading, Watford, Cardiff. But very good 4 fixtures there for Birmingham. Brentford obviously got Wickham away, Barnsley away, QPR at home, Rotherham away. That's a very good 4 fixtures as well. Then Blackburn, but then Derby and Nottingham. That's very good fixtures for Brentford. Maybe I'll go for, you know what, Ivan Toney. He's been smashing them. We'll go for Ivan Toney. He's top of it. Have we got enough? We haven't. We got 9.1. Ah, he's 9.7. We haven't actually got enough for him. We have got 2 free transfers though, so we could sell someone else to try and get enough. Jed Wallace maybe. But apparently he's been doing well. I haven't really noticed him, to be honest. Apparently he's been doing well. I do really want Ivan Toney though, so oh fuck, I did Armstrong by accident. Who Blackburn got? Coming up? Blackburn. Luton, Preston, Barnsley, Millwall. That's good fixtures as well. Do you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb. Because who have Norwich got coming up? Norwich. Middlesbrough, Stoke, Coventry. Yeah, do you know what? We're going to get rid of Pookie as well. We're going to get Tony. Yeah, Armstrong. Beautiful. That's what we're going to do. We're going to Tony and Armstrong. Save. We're just going to fucking go for it, man. We're going to go all out and go for both of them. Tony and Armstrong. They're the two top scorers. Peaky's not even doing that well either, so that's helped that. So then we'll go to team selection. And then to both playing. Wickham away and Luton away. They're both playing. Obviously Luton, like we said before, aren't that bad. But I think we've got more of a chance of keeping a clean sheet than they have. Norwich have. And as our captain, we will go for Ivan Toney, wherever he is. As our vice captain, we'll go for Armstrong. And as our emergency captain, we'll go for Mabuema. Beautiful! That's what we'll do for there. So that's our gaffer team for 2 weeks' time. Obviously, it's very risky to do it, but you know what? I just wanted to do it, so we'll get it out of the way. Next up is the mighty heights of the Premier League. So obviously, the first couple games, all games are done now. Usually, there's a game on Monday that we have in the background, but all games are done, ready for the international break. So we kicked off this weekend with an absolute banger of a game, a 0-0 between Brighton and Burnley. A decent point for Burnley though, after the poor start they've had. Their second point of the season, so a very decent point for Burnley, especially as Brighton aren't a very shit team, to be fair. Again, another little gap forming there between 15th and 16th. It's crazy how tight it is from 15th to 4th, to be fair, because Leeds were in the top 4 not long ago, and now they're down in 15th, so it's crazy to think how close that all is. But yeah, Brighton aren't a shit team, so Burnley getting a point there is not bad at all for them, I'd say. Not bad at all. But Brighton, I'd imagine, would be very disappointed not beating Burnley. You'd want to be beating a team like Burnley at home when you want to be fighting for survival like that. Southampton keeping up their title push with another win, a 2-0 win at home to Newcastle. I think I expected that game to be a bit closer, to be fair, because as good as Southampton are doing, form-wise, I think Newcastle are not a bad team, really, especially after they won their game before that as well. With players such as Callum Wilson and Ryan Fraser. I was not expecting it to be just an easy 2-0 win for Southampton, really, but looks like that's what it ended up being. Adams with another goal. It's good to see him finally scoring, because obviously coming from Birmingham, we know how good he was, and he just didn't really hit the mark last season until the last few games of the season. And he's come back this season, he's smashing it, absolutely smashing it. So it's good to see. Next up, Everton versus Man U. Again, I probably expected that to be a bit closer. I was thinking more of like a 3-2, 2-2, but 3-1 in the end. Bruno Fernandes having a great game, getting 2 goals and an assist for Cavani's goal, and Cavani getting his first goal in the Premier League and in Man United colours, which sees Man United only go to 14th, really, which is pretty crazy. But they have played to get 1 game less than everyone else. But they have had an awful start in the Prem. You look at their form; that is literally mid-table form. It is dreadful. So, but a very good game for Man U there, and Everton slowly slipping down. Now down to 7th after their crazy start where they won 4 in a row. Now they haven't won in 4, which has got to be quite annoying being an Everton fan. Like starting off so well, and then it just goes like, okay, never mind. Yeah, you're chilling now. You're chilling. So it's kind of a weird start for them, but still 7th, so they can't really be complaining. And then I think they've got some good fixtures coming up soon, so they will be in and around there. Crystal Palace versus Leeds. Another game which you did not expect. 4-1 to Crystal Palace is massive for them. Eberechi Easy scoring a great free kick and getting an assist for one of the goals as well. Scott Dan on the score sheet, Jordan Ayew on the score sheet as well. And I think Wilfred Zaha getting the other assist. Decent start to the season for Crystal Palace. And Leeds again, not the worst start to the season, especially the best of the 3 promoted clubs. And 7 points off safety already, which is nuts. Like, to be 7 points of safety 8 games in is nuts for a newly promoted team. So I'm pretty sure they'll be happy, as much as they wouldn't want to lose, obviously 4-1. But Crystal Palace are a decent team. So next up was Chelsea versus Sheffield. Very annoying that they didn't get the clean sheet. They actually went 1-0 down. It was a very weird goal, I'm pretty sure I remember. A very, very weird goal. But then for them to turn it around and 3 of their new signings score, they've got to be happy with that, Chelsea. it seems like things are going well over there. Only 1 loss this season so far, 4 wins. 3 of those coming in their last 5 games, which is pretty good for them. The goals seem to be coming now as well. So, yeah, top goal scorers in the league actually, which is pretty crazy when you had Villa who scored 7 versus Liverpool, and Tottenham who scored 6 versus Man U. So, top goal scorers in the league. So they'll be very happy. I think the best goal difference in the league as well, joint with Tottenham. So they'll be very happy with that. I think Chelsea, Tottenham, the genuine title contenders this season. Genuine. A very good win for them there. Werner's the real deal as well. I'm very happy with how he started. And then West Ham versus Fulham. Now this game, what is his name? What is his name? Lookman. What's his first name? Is it Adama? Lookman. I don't even know. What is his first name? Let me Google this because I can't actually remember what his first name is. Lookman. Ademola Lookman. I know it's something. Something. Ademola Lookman. Hang your head in shame, my guy. That penalty was fucking awful. And for literally, Fulham need all the points they can get. That extra point could have been vital for the end of the season. They'd be 1 point better off now, and there'd be 2 games. There'd be 2 games without a loss as well. Hey, he said no. Welcome back. Good to see you again, my guy. Thank you for that. I probably do need it, to be fair. Mate, he said no. What are you doing? You trying to drown me? Trying to drown me, my guy. 6 hydrates in one go. But yeah, like I was saying, mate, that penalty from Ademola Lookman was absolutely awful. I mean, literally, Fabianski dived and then just kind of went, oh, I'll just stop it with my hand. It was fucking dreadful. Why didn't he just smash it? 90th minute, all you need is the win. Just fucking hit it. Just go top in. Just hit it at the goal. Just hit it as hard as you can at the goal, and you're probably going to be fine unless the keeper falls out of worldie. Do you know what I mean? And he tried this little shitty dink. He hit it so softly, and it was just awful. It was just absolutely awful. And West Ham got the win in the end, and they probably deserve it as well. Souček getting the winner after that penalty. I'm going to say they deserve it. So, and then last but not least, on Sunday we had Tottenham getting an 88th minute winner against West Brom. Harry Kane getting another goal. He's had a great start to the season, and Tottenham keeping up their great start to the season as well, with another win. 4 wins in their last 5 games, which is nuts. Still second in the league though, behind Leicester City, but they'll be very happy with that. West Brom will feel hard done by after fighting all that way to concede in the 88th minute against a good team like Tottenham. They'll be very gutted with that, but they should take positives from that they actually took Tottenham all that way. Do you know what I mean? Next was Leicester beating Wolves. Very good win for Leicester because Wolves are a decent team, no mugs. For them to go and beat them 1-0, not concede against them is a very good result for them. Probably should have been 2-0. Vardy had 2 penalties, missed one of them. Next up was Man City versus Liverpool, a massive game, and it was just quite a boring 1-1 in the end, really. Probably like a fair result, really, in the end. Man City still down in 10th place, but obviously only losing 1 game, so it's not as bad as it looks, I guess. And Liverpool up in 5th. And then last but not least is Arsenal versus Aston Villa. Villa getting back on track to how they were before those last 2 games. I don't think anyone expected them to beat Arsenal, let alone 3-0. They were just a better team. It's just plain and simple. They were the better team. Arsenal were woeful. Villa were really good, so they were just a better team. That's a few games in a row now that they beat Arsenal. I know they beat them last season as well. Another high-scoring game for them against the top 6 team. They're a decent team this season, aren't they, Villa? As much as it pains me to say, they're a decent team. I didn't think Watkins would come in and be the goal-scoring problem solver. I don't think he'd come in and solve their problems for goals, but he has. He's come in, hat-trick against Liverpool, 2 goals against Arsenal. Maybe he needs to be more consistent where he's scoring like 1 or 2 goals here and there, other than like 3 in one game, 2 in the other, and none for every other game. But I guess that's what Villa need as well, really. I mean, how can you go from losing to Leeds 3-0, losing to Southampton 4-3 to beating Arsenal 3-0? How do you do that? It's the consistency there. I mean, a lot of teams this season need consistency, don't they? It isn't just Aston Villa, it's a lot of teams like Arsenal. Arsenal need consistency. A lot of teams need consistency. This whole season has been mental so far. I know there's been tons of goals. Look at all the goals scored. I'm sure There's never been this many goals scored at the start of a season. I'm sure of it. There can't be. This many games into a season, there can't have been more goals than this scored. Because there seems to be goals flying in left, right and centre at the moment. Like 4-1, 4-1, 3-1, 3-0. Obviously there's a couple 0-0s and 1-0s, but previously like 4-1, 4-3. It's crazy, it is crazy, but yeah, that's all there is to say about the Premier League. Obviously, like I said, that is the Premier League table as it stands. Sheffield, the big surprise for me so far, a massive, massive surprise. Obviously Villa being a big surprise and Southampton as well. Big shout out to Leicester as well, to be fair. Going top of the league, no one's really focusing on them, but top of the league is crazy from them. 3 wins in a row as well. They're like another decent season for them this season. It's going to be close, you know. I said at the start, this is going to be the most open season we've had in a while. And look at it already. 8 games in and look at it. I don't know who's going to finish top 4. You'd say Tottenham, Liverpool. You'd think Chelsea. But then what about Leicester? Do you think they'll be in there? Do you think Southampton will keep it throughout the whole season? Do you think Villa will? Do you think Everton will? Then what about Man City? What about Arsenal? What about Man U? Crystal Palace doing decent. Wolves probably turn it around and do a bit better as well. And then it's about top 6. It's going to be a crazy season. Crystal Palace doing decent as well. Did I say them? I don't know. It's just a crazy, crazy season. And West Ham have been getting good results too. Yeah, and mate, there's just everyone in this top 15 at the moment could finish around here. Everyone in this top 15, except for Newcastle. The only team that I thought, you know what, they're not doing that much. There hasn't been a game where you thought, you know what, Newcastle look amazing. Everyone else has been a game where you thought they look sick. But Newcastle, they've just been like, yeah. Do you know what I mean? So maybe not Newcastle, but maybe. Right, so for this, now this is big. This is going to be big. So I was thinking of doing my free hit for the week, but I think I've changed my mind, and I think I'm going to go for a big Son comes out and a big Fernandes comes in, because I think Man U have got some decent fixtures coming up. Yeah, West Brom, Southampton, and West Ham. Some decent fixtures coming up there, and obviously Tottenham have got some hard fixtures coming up. So I think, and I need someone to captain as well. So we're gonna add Fernandes, and he's gonna be our captain for the next week. Confirm transfers. Yeah, cool. So yeah, we were thinking of doing our free hit for this week, because we were thinking, you know what, our players haven't got that many good fixtures. But then I looked at it and I was like, you know what, Burnley, Brighton, West Brom, Southampton, Brighton, Newcastle, Brighton, Fulham, Newcastle. That's not that bad, is it? It's not that bad at all. So make him our captain. I'll make Grealish our vice captain. But I don't know. Should I make Grealish our captain, or should I make? I don't know. I really don't know who to make our captain there. Let's have a look. So if we go to him, view information, history, points. Where's points? Points. Say points. Points right there. So yes, Arsenal got 6, then the week before we got 15, and then they got 1 the week before, and 3 the week before, and then they got 24 the week before. What about Fernandes? View information. So he got 17 against Everton, and 2 the week before, and 3 the week before. That's against a shit team. That's against a good team. So played a bit of a shitter team. Good points. Shitter team. Good points. A better team. Not as good points. Shitter team. Good points. And okay. Do you know what? It's gonna be Fernandes with the captain, with the armband, and then Grealish as vice captain, I think. And I think they've probably got the best chance out of them two to get a clean sheet. But obviously he's probably injured still, so he probably won't play. And Jorginho, he's really pissing me off, because he keeps not starting for Chelsea and then coming on for the last minute and getting 1 point, obviously, because he just comes on for a minute. He's not even their penalty taker anymore, so I think he'll come out soon, because Werner's taking penalties, so it's no point in even having him anymore. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think he's going to go soon, and I'll be glad to see the back of him. To be fair, very, very glad to see the back of him, because let's have a look. If you view information, okay, you got 12, you got 0, 15, and I think I got him around here, and he got 5, then 3, then 1, then 1, because yeah, minutes played 4 and 19. That's what I mean. He came on for the last few minutes in both of these games and did nothing, obviously. and it's just a bit annoying. He did play 390 minutes in a row though, so I wonder why he's not doing that anymore. Those are the questions we need to be asking. But yeah, that's our team for the next. Obviously not next week, the week after the international break. I'd say it's a pretty decent team. I think Villa should beat Brighton. I think Leicester might score against Liverpool. I think Tottenham will score against Man City. I think they'll do well against Burnley. I think I could see about three goals for them. I think they'll do well against West Brom. I could see about 3-4 goals for them. That they could definitely score against Southampton. I could see Chelsea doing well against Newcastle, probably with the win. Maybe not a clean sheet though, but we'll keep him in there anyway. What does this mean? What does this little star mean? Oh, is it the players in the players of the season? Ah, so I've got quite a few of the players in the season now. Look at that. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players of the season. 6 out of 11 is decent, you know. I'll take that. Let's have a look. 1 Liverpool 92, 2 Chelsea 8, 2 3 Man City, 4 Man United, 5 Tottenham, 6 Arsenal, 7. You think that's how it's gonna end? Oh, and that's the points as well. He said that. He predicted the points as well. Fair play, man. Fair play. That's a decent prediction, to be fair. You could definitely see that then. Although the thing is, I think a lot of those teams will finish higher. Brighton though, Brighton's a bit of a stinker. Burnley as well, and Sheffield, and maybe Villa deserve to be a bit higher. And West Ham, Crystal Palace going down as well. Yeah, it's not bad though. It's not bad. Probably better than mine. I can't wait to react to mine again. That is gonna be a fun stream and fun video as well. Right, last but not least is the good old Super 6. So we'll quickly just go like that for a sec, so you don't see any login details and go and rob me. Cool. So obviously it will be League One things this week, because obviously, like I said before, League One and League Two, because it's international break and all that good stuff. So we didn't know a lot about a lot of these teams. Or Super 6 Extra. 1 match, 1 question. No, it's 1 match, 6 questions. What will be the full-time score? I think Leeds will score twice. Arsenal will score twice. I think Leeds are going to win 3-2, confirm. What will be the half-time score? I think it will be 1-1. Who will score the first goal? Leeds. I think Arsenal will. I think it'll be Lacazette. He'll receive the first card. Jesus Christ. Why isn't Calvin Phillips playing anymore? I'm going to go for Ayling. I'm going for Luke Ayling. Yeah, we'll go for Luke Ayling just to know who he is. How many corners will be in the match? I'd say corners. How many exact corners? Jesus, I'm going to say 11. I'm going to say 8, 9. I'm going to do 9, confirm. Who would man of the match? I'm going to say a midfielder from Leeds. I don't know. I don't know. Helder Costa. This is weird, isn't it? This is very weird. I like that. Submit entry. Oh, possession as well. Yeah, we want to do about like 37-63. That's what I want to do. It probably wouldn't be as much as that, will it? It probably wouldn't be as much as that. I can also have more possession, but I reckon probably about 58, 59, 41. 50. Yeah, there we go. Cool. That's crazy. Oh, that's a thing. That's actually crazy. Right, we'll go back to Super 6 now then. We'll keep doing that every week as well then, if that's done every week. We'll keep doing that every week. So, Sunderland versus MK Dons. Sunderland obviously lost their last game, but doing well overall, I think. A lot of draws for MK Dons, not scoring or conceding many, except for that game. I'm going to go for a cheeky... I'm going to go for a 1-0 win for Sunderland. Hull versus Burton. I'm going to say Hull with a 2-0 win. 0-0. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Hull. Crewe versus Peterborough. Crewe won their last game 3-2, but then lost the other 3. Then won that. And then Peterborough doing very well. Jesus, doing very, very well. I'm going for Peterborough win. I'm going to go for a 2-1 for Peterborough. And my PS4 is so dead. That if you can hear that beeping, that's my PS4. Then it's Northampton versus Accrington. So Oxford, they won 3-2 there against Wigan. I really don't know there. These games are all hard ones, aren't they? Accrington, how are they doing? There's not many goals in any of those games there, so we're going to go for a 1-1. Then Bristol versus Fleetwood. We'll go for a little. Go for a little 0-0 draw, and then fucking hell, Bradford beat who the fuck are Tonbridge Angels? Oh, it must be in their FA Cup or something. Beat them 7-0, beat them 3-0, and lost the previous 3 games to that, all without scoring. And then Exeter to be doing very well. I'm going to go for a 2-2 with that one. 2-2, and we'll go 5th minute as always. Oh, not 45th minute. 5th minute as always. Challenge Jeff, submit my entry. Beautiful. Right then, boys. That is the end of the Rose podcast and the end of the stream today. We're live for 2 hours and 40 minutes. Did some zombies, did some FIFA, and did the Rose podcast. It was a fun stream. I hope you enjoyed it today. If you're watching this on YouTube and you're watching the Rose podcast, I hope you enjoyed it as well. Come and check out my Twitch. I'll be streaming. I stream over there on there daily. We do foot champs. We're going to be doing zombies on midnight, literally on Friday at 12 o'clock. As soon as we can play it, we're doing zombies, Black Ops Cold War zombies. We're doing all kinds of stuff. So come and check it out, and you can watch all these live. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.